Hello and welcome to the 8th grade math podcast. This is Mr. Morris, and today we'll be rearranging a linear equation into y equals mx plus b form. And so our instructions tell us to rearrange 4x minus 6y minus 12 equals 0 into y equals mx plus b form. So we have to isolate our y on one side of the equal sign. The way we do that is we can take everything that's not y and move it over to the other side of the equal sign. So if we start off with 4x minus 6y minus 12 equals 0, the first thing we can get rid of is we can get rid of this 4x, and we do that by subtracting 4x from each side. And that will give us negative 6y minus 12 equals negative 4x. Now we want to get rid of this negative 12. The way we do that is we add 12 to both sides. And we end up with negative 6y equals negative 4x plus 12. Now we need to end up with a positive 1y over this side. Right now we have negative 6y. So how are we going to turn this into just y? Well, we're going to divide by negative 6. And we're going to have to divide everything by negative 6. Which will leave us with, on this side, y. And then we'll have negative 4x over negative 6. And then on this side, we will have minus 12 over 6. So we'll have y equals, this is going to be 2/3 x minus 2. And that is our answer in y equals mx plus b form. This isn't necessarily the fastest way to do this problem. The first thing you should do when converting an equation like this into y equals mx plus b form is look at the y. Is the y here positive or negative? If it were positive, I would go ahead and do the problem exactly the way that we just did it. But it's not. It's negative. And so what I'm going to do is show you a little bit of a faster way to do it. Now, if the y is negative, rather than moving the 4x and the negative 12 over to the other side, we can start by moving the negative 6y over to the other side. So we start with 4x minus 6y minus 12 equals 0. The y value is negative. I'm going to move the y value over to the other side. So I'm going to do that by adding 6y to each side. That will give me 4x minus 12 equals 6y. And we just want one y over on this side, so we're going to divide everything by 6. And we'll end up with 4 over 6x minus 12 divided by 6 is 2, minus 2 equals y. And if we simplify our fraction here, we get 2/3 x minus 2 equals y. And if we just flip-flop that equation around, we get y equals 2/3 x minus 2. I think this is useful because it saves us a step or two, and also it avoids the confusion of having to deal with a negative y at the end. Now we can check to see if our equation, y equals 2/3 x minus 2, is correct, we can go to our grapher. And remember, our equation is y equals 2/3 x minus 2. And let's graph that. Now remember, when we're graphing a y equals mx plus b equation, we always start with the y-intercept. And in this case, our y-intercept is -2. So our y-intercept is -2. And now we're going to use our slope to count. Remember, our slope is rise over run. So we have a rise of 2, 1, 2, and a run of 3. And our slope is positive, so we're going to move that 3 in a positive direction. Now remember, positive lines will go this way, whereas negative lines will go this way. So we want to make sure that when we're doing our rise over our run, that we're moving our line in the correct direction. In this case, a positive direction. So let's put another point down. Up 2 over 3. Now in our grapher, I've put our original equation, which was 4x minus 6y minus 12 is equal to 0. Now, if we've done our rearranging correctly, when I put that original equation into our grapher, it should go through the points that we've just plotted. And we can see that it does. And that is how we rearrange a linear equation into y equals mx plus b form.